What's going on, guys? Linus here. Welcome to some LawBreakers gameplay. The game's currently in open beta on Steam, and it will be until July 5th. So if you want to try it out, you can now. It's completely free to try the beta. And this is just some gameplay that I captured because I wanted to sort of talk about the game. First of all, like, this is the menu, and this is one of my biggest gripes with the game. I know that this is a bad way to start, right? But the interface is not very good, and I figured that it was important to show that in the video as well, because that is kind of, you know, the thing that I don't like about this game. However, that's not the main point. LawBreakers has been in development for a very long time. I honestly don't even know when it started, but I remember playing it last year. I think it was last year at Gamescom, and it already played like a pretty much finished game, and I was expecting them to wrap it up and bring the game out, but they still haven't. But it's going out August this year. I think it's August 8th for 30 euros on Steam. I'm still not entirely sure if I want to like get it, because I feel like a lot about this game feels sort of like a free-to-play game. I don't know if that's just me or if other people feel the same way. Maybe it is the interface that contributes to that, but it hasn't changed since I last played it, which is a year ago. And it feels very, very cheap. So I definitely hope they fix the interface a little bit, make it look a bit nicer, stuff like that. But anyway, the gameplay is actually quite good. This is me playing the Juggernaut. It's on the screen, that's how I know. Otherwise, I would not have remembered. I think there's 8 or 9 characters that you can play as on both sides, but I believe they are actually identical. They just look different, but they have the same weaponry and other things to use. But this is the Juggernaut, who uses a shotgun, and he's got a lot of health. He can erect sort of a barrier, and he can, his ultimate ability, which is by pressing Q, you can use that. It makes him more armored, so he can stay alive for longer. But he's very much a close-range character, as you can see right there. That honestly should not have been a kill, but okay. So his left click shoots the shotgun, his right click slices a knife that is on the side of his gun. And apparently the range on that is still a little bit wonky, because that shouldn't have been a kill. Like, that just wasn't a hit. I'm just saying. I like it when I get free kills in games, sure, but that should not have been one. Anyway, I thought this was like a fun character to play, because I'd only played the Enforcer earlier, which is a very simple sort of character who has a, I blocked myself there. He uses a, here we go, I'm actually armored now. As you can see, it takes a while for me to die. But the Enforcer has just an assault rifle, a little grenade, and he can sprint. He's very, very basic, and he's probably, you know, one of the best characters to play if you're new to the game. So I switched to Enforcer because I noticed that going outside with a shotgun was not the best idea. This is not, you know, I could have flanked them, sure, but I'm not super great at shooters. I'm okay. I'm not super good. But I think the most important thing about this game definitely is aim. As you can see, the character that just walked up on me had terrible aim, and that's why he died. I only lost like 40 health, whereas I took him out completely. But the Enforcer is actually a very, very nice character to play. If you don't play a lot of shooters, or if you're just trying to get into this game, I would actually recommend picking up the Enforcer. If you're going to try to beta, or if you're going to buy the game, you know, try the Enforcer. They're nice and easy to play. They just have an assault rifle, so really all you gotta do is aim. And you got a little grenade, which doesn't seem super effective. I don't think I've ever had a single kill with just the grenade, so I feel like it's probably not super good. Also, we're playing Turf War. Totally forgot to mention that. It's a lot like Domination in those in games like probably Halo, Call of Duty, where you're just supposed to capture zones or flags. Except here, once all 3 points are captured, it resets and you go again. It's kind of interesting. I think it's a fun game type. I had a lot more fun with it than I did the other game type, which is sort of a capture a flag type of game, where you have a battery, you're supposed to capture it, bring it to your base, and then charge it, and the enemy team is supposed to drag it away from your base. That game feels a lot less fun. Overall, I feel like several maps in this game don't really work that well for me. Most of them are quite small, and there's really only one way to get to the center, so you always know where enemies are going to pop up. The thing that changes that a little bit, though, is the fact that gravity isn't really a thing in this game. In certain areas, there's basically no gravity, so you can jump super high, float over enemies. As you can see, this guy, like, there's no gravity in that middle area right now, so you can sort of fly over people and stuff like that, which is really cool. That's a fun mechanic, and that's obviously what the LawBreakers name, you know, suggests, is that they break the laws of physics, or, well, physics, I guess, but gravity. So that, you know, that's actually kind of a cool gameplay mechanic. There's no gravity. You can sort of fly around, flank enemies, fly above them, stuff like that. I quite enjoy that. Just overall, I quite enjoy this game, but I feel like it's this strange mix of games like Overwatch. Like, it is similar to Overwatch. As you could see in the menu earlier, it's basically the exact same as it is in Overwatch, and you'll see later as well. You also get supply drops when you level up. And then you open them, there's 4 boxes that come down, and you get 4 items. Usually they're like stickers that you can put on your weapon, or there's like a skin every now and again, or an emblem. It's exactly the same as it is in Overwatch, so they clearly got inspiration from that, which isn't a bad thing, I'm just gonna say. I don't feel like they ripped up Overwatch or anything like that. It's clearly a completely different game. More importantly, like, there's no real reliance on team mechanics, such as, you know, in Overwatch you have a healer, you have a tank, all that stuff. Here that's not really the case. I believe there's a medic class, but I've never seen anybody play it. Everybody just goes with... I've mostly seen people play the melee classes, which I haven't even tried because they don't seem fun to me. But I've heard a lot of people complain that those are overpowered. But yeah, I haven't played them, so I can't really attest to that fact. I don't know if they are overpowered or if that's just people complaining. But, you know, there's not that many classes, and there's not really a team composition that you know, desperately need to win the game. Which is a good thing, in my opinion, because Overwatch really fills that role of a squad-based shooter where you desperately need certain classes to actually be able to win. Whereas this game, if you're good, you can completely demolish the enemy team, and you can actually carry your team to victory. In Overwatch, that's still somewhat possible, but not entirely. So actually, I like that. I think that's a good, you know, way to go, and I'm glad that, you know, it's completely different. No tanks, no healers, or anything like that. Now, this is the ending of the game. As you can see, they only needed 1 more point to capture. You only need to capture 16 points, and then once you get there, then you win. It's pretty self-explanatory, so we basically got destroyed here. And I jumped into another game, though, which you will see shortly. And I don't think I did very well in this game. Not at all. Not even top 5, so... Oh, I was the top player of my team, though, so at least that's good. I don't know how that happened, because I definitely feel like I did horribly. But I tried to capture a lot of points, and that's, you know, definitely very helpful for your team. At the end, you get a grade, which I think is a pretty cool mechanic as well. You can see on your profile you have a overall grade, sort of your average grade, which is cool. It sort of grades you for how well you did for the game type. I don't know what it's based on. I wish it gave a little bit more information on that, but it doesn't. But okay. Also, you can see the menu again. You got tutorials, which I didn't even play because I played the game last year. And honestly, it's a very self-explanatory game. Like, it's just a shooter with some objectives that, you know, you're supposed to capture. It's, like, if you've played a shooter in the past, I don't know how many years, you get, like, you can jump into this game. It's gonna be difficult if you're not really used to playing shooters, where you have to be super accurate, and you've got this, you know, you gotta have some spatial awareness as well. Because of the gravity thing, like, people will actually fly over you and try to flank you, stuff like that, or, you know, people have sprints and sliding moves I've seen. So you gotta have some awareness as to where people are actually headed, because I don't think there's a lot of guns that will instantly take someone out. So you gotta, like, sort of keep locked onto them as well as you can while they slide behind you or jump over your head. But in that sense, you know, the gravity adds another dimension, literally, which I think is really cool. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. And here I'm playing the Juggernaut. No, that's not the Titan. There we go, the Titan. Who has a rocket launcher, a ton of health, and some sort of strange, I think, anti-gravity grenade. I don't think I managed to actually hit someone with this. But oh well. I played this last year at Gamescom. They had, you know, these booths set up where you could play the game with a team, and they gave people some stuff that became #1 on their team. And if you got lucky, you got like something good. You know, why would I get lucky? I just got like a little pin for this game, which I might not even own anymore. Actually, probably I don't. Probably I don't, because I never expected to play this game again. But I was playing as a Titan there as well, and I did pretty well, so I figured, you know what, let's try that again. So they got this on their E, they have a grenade, which appears to be anti-gravity, a rocket launcher. Left shift is a sort of a ground pound move, where if you hold it, you will smash the ground around you, quite like the Titans in Destiny as well. Where I think it stuns enemies or it does a lot of damage, not entirely sure, but it's effective. If somebody sneaks up on you, you should probably actually use that to, you know, make sure they sort of stay away from you, because you have no short distance weaponry. All you have is a rocket launcher, which, as you can see, if you get a direct hit, is super powerful, but from close range, you're definitely going to hit yourself as well, which is obviously not something you want to do. And also, this is us playing the Overcharge game type, which is the one with the battery, sort of the capture flag I was talking about. This game we actually won, which is quite nice. I enjoy winning. And I think I did an okay job, but we had this guy who kept capturing the battery, who was amazing. Don't know who he is. If I did, I would give him a shout out, but he was really, really good. And he just kept on capturing the battery. I think they captured it at the beginning, like it's in their base right now. And it's up to us to actually recapture it. Main way to do that, obviously, is to just wipe out the entire enemy team. And that's going to allow you to take their battery. Also, I was just checking out my ultimate ability, which is very, very strange. And it's different from how I remember it being. But it gives you lightning hands, which is interesting. I didn't get to use it in battle, because I like to save my ultimate for when I like desperately need it. Which is basically never, because you're gonna die, you know, all the time. So I don't really get to use it. That's how I am in games. I like saving stuff up. I'm like, I'm gonna need this later, and then I end up never using it. That's kind of the story of my life. Like, I have the ultimate right now, and I've actually never used it the whole game. I used it towards the end, but there were no enemies around. But I figured, you know what, let's just try it out. Also, the health regen in this game is interesting. You don't automatically recharge your health. You gotta pick up medkits or jump into one of those, whatever, regeneration pods that you see on the left there with the green light coming out of it, and that'll heal you as you stand in it. I think that's nice. I don't really like regenerating health in online games. I feel like that makes it way too easy. Like, all you gotta do is just take cover for a little bit and you're good. What I like is, yeah, I killed that guy. Good. What I like is that you actually have to go out of your way to pick up medkits. That's going to take you time. That's going to take you out of the action. But that is the trade-off for not dying. Like, that's what you got to do. That's obviously a lot better. It makes the game more difficult. Like, I also like that in single-player games. Like, it just makes the game more challenging, where you have to actually try to observe your health. And if you need to step out of the action, you got to step out of the action. That's the way it works. So those were some pretty nice hits. I figured I'd walk away. I forgot to mention the rocket launcher that I'm using actually has this thing where if you press the right mouse button while a rocket is flying away from you, it will detonate, you know, earlier, so you can sort of position the rocket next to your enemy and then have it detonate. Adds a little bit of, you know, extra layer of control to it, which, again, I like. It's like I said, like, this game is not bad. There's nothing about this game, really, that I think is bad. I'm just a little bit worried about the way it looks and the amount of content as well. There's 8 characters. I don't know how many maps there are, but I feel like it's not going to be too many. So I'm a little bit worried about that. They charge 30 euros for it. I hope it's going to do well, obviously. Like, it's a fun game. I just had a lot of fun with it. Like, I had no bad experience. Obviously, I'm bad at the game, but that's a whole different story. There wasn't really anything in the game so far that I felt was incredibly overpowered or anything like that. It was all fun and fair. So I definitely hope that it's going to do well. But it doesn't seem like it will. I feel like it didn't help them that they announced this game so long ago. They had it playable at, you know, certain conventions such as Gamescom. And so you played it and you were like, okay, that's kind of cool, but then it sort of, you know, leaves your memory. And the longer they wait with actually releasing it, you know, the more people are going to ignore it. And I didn't see too many people playing it or talking about it online. And it's like, you know, if people want to play a fast-paced shooter, you could play something like Quake or Unreal Tournament or something like that. I'm sure there's more games that I'm forgetting. Or if you want to play a squad-based shooter, you could play Overwatch or you could play Team Fortress. So it sort of tries to blend those two a little bit. And I'm not entirely sure who this is for, is sort of my point. So, like I said, I hope it's going to do well. I'm a little bit worried about it. And I honestly, if I had to predict, you know, how this game is going to end up, I'd say it's not going to get very popular. Although I hope it does. I hope it does. I'm going to be playing the beta a little bit more. If I end up, you know, still enjoying it towards the end of the beta, I'll probably pick it up. Maybe make some more videos for it, because like I said, I enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun with it. I downloaded it yesterday, July 2nd. And then this morning, I was like, okay, what am I going to play for YouTube? Because I didn't feel like playing certain games. I figured, you know what, LawBreakers is like an open beta right now. And I can really only play it until the 5th. So, like, I figured I'd jump in there and grab some gameplay. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. So, I'll play it a bit more. As you can see, this is the end of the game. Like, we win. This is me using the ultimate ability. Like I said, it's pretty unusual for a Titan. It doesn't really scream, I'm an armored tank Titan guy. It's just kind of weird. You got lightning bolts, but okay. That was just winning the game. Pretty handsome victory. I think I ended up being 5th place or something. It wasn't very good. This is definitely not the best gameplay I got. I could have captured something better, but the games where I actually did really well, I didn't record, so that's fun. I actually don't know if it's on console. I just realized that I only played it on PC. I don't know if it's in console. I assume that it will be. And here's the grade you can see at the end of the match. So I got a nice B. Pretty close to an A. I got an A once. Almost an S because I did so good that game. So yeah, fun game. Level 5 now. And you also see that you get some achievements. There's like, you know, certain awards that you get, achievements. Which is fun as well to try and get those. I enjoy that part very much. And I got a stash drop, which will get you out of the game if you try to open it. And like I said, this is extremely similar to Overwatch. You can see me get some drops. These sadly aren't that interesting. I got some skins earlier, which were kind of cool, but okay. But yeah, that is LawBreakers for you. If you've already played it, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't played it, maybe consider playing it because it's a fun game. And I'm going to be playing it a little bit more as well this week. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a while since I did one of these, so I hope you did. And I'll talk to you guys later.